refreshing the page. I'll let you know when it pops.
Yep, I think we are live. Yeah.
Yeah, we are live.
Awesome.
We're live.
Nice. Welcome everyone to the Amigos and Co. hosted by your resident Australian potato. Yeah.
Never mind me. I'm just setting up my chat windows so I can see what everyone is saying.
We got Raven, Richin already. We got Chua Vapes. Always Lost says hello, hello. Thomas Crizzo, Mr. Getz, Mr. Steven Sard. And then the boss of the Breezetones household is also in the chat as well. David Moyle.
Ah, yes. Mr. Vape Advocacy.
Did you say Mr.?
No, I said Miss. Sorry, mouth plate. Mrs.
You said Mister.
Misha.
Yeah, you did.
Misha.
I never knew you went to Thailand. Anyways, what's up, everybody?
I'm actually. I hear too many good stories about doing international dentistry, and I'm starting to think about it.
Oh man. Yeah, so we figured we'll give you guys a lighter fare tonight. We're not trying to get too deep into it. There's enough everyone already knows what's going on. So there's no point in
Given our channel and our demographics, everyone knows the crap that's going on. Everyone knows how bad it is. Everyone is really depressed. Let's put that aside. Let's lift our spirits. Let's be a community. Let's think about the lighter side of things and refuel ourselves so we can move on from here.
Yeah, a couple of drinks in you, a couple of hops, some steam if you're a Norwegian. And then shout out to Jangles. What's up, man? And then, maybe if I drink a couple more of these, you guys will see some titty tonight. What's up, everyone? How are you guys doing?
That's an X no.
No.
We've done that. That's old hat.
Chuck's not with us tonight. He's not feeling too well, and he's also got some family stuff to take care of. So shout out to Chuck. He did say what's up in the chat. And then he's in here. He's wrenching.
Hey, Chuck.
We got who the fuck smokes fruit in the chat. What's up? I don't think I've ever seen that guy before, or a girl, or person.
Yeah, that's a new one on me.
We love new people.
Yeah.
But apparently X2 is, or not X2, X2. Apparently Raven is down with seeing your nipples, so...
Raven's always down.
I'm pretty sure YouTube has already put this at PG-13, so that's a no.
Yeah, so you can see guy nipples, but no girl nipples.
Yeah. But what is up with that, by the way? Why is that okay?
Nipples are nipples. It doesn't matter if they're male or female.
Because in a Puritan society like ours here in the United States, no one ever thinks of a male's nipple sexually, but they do as a female's.
No one? Are you sure about that?
No, that's what they would. That's what they assumed you would think. And then nowadays, things are just a little different.
Shall we?
Just because you see a nipple, you cannot assume its gender.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, guys, so we'll get right into the buffet right here. We will be having Mr. Breezetown, since he set up. Let him go first.
Indeed. So I set up something that I haven't done in a long time, little single coil banger. I have here the GR1 from Gas Mods, which was on loan from a friend who's not going to use it, and I thought I'd give it a little go. Pulse 80 watt Squank. That's got butterscotch and honeycomb from Mr. Labworks in that. I also have the Blotto Dovpo V variable voltage. Contrary to what everyone thinks that Chuck is running that as his main device, he is not. He copied me. I have in there. Because adults like flavors, little custard and cookies action from the US of A. This is delicious. This is like on my verge of the sweetest juice I like, but this has been really, really good. Really, really good.
I do like it. I don't like dessert flavors, but if I were to ever switch, that's a good one.
Yeah, I've been like smashing it. I also have, of course, my Ride or Die Topside Dual Passage. This is Event Horizon by Mr. Paul Labworks. But also my latest edition is the Chieftain DBV3. This was a gift from Chuck and the Amigos, Mr. Eric Buss inadvertently. Squid Industries, my very first double barrel. It's the hand feel on these is out of control.
It is, isn't it?
Out of control. So I'm stoked to have this and very, very grateful. What am I running in that? Oh, I'm running a little DIY action, a little top secret e-liquid that I can't talk about, but this is very quickly being run through.
Let me guess, bubblegum and cotton candy.
Indeed. Yeah. It's a combination of both tobacco and menthol. Yep. Yes. No, it is not. Mr. Legion, would you like to go next?
I've got it nice and simple today. Nothing like yours. I'm running the Aegis Legend. I've got the Monster from Blitz on top because I wanted something dead simple, dead easy. And in there, I've got Vanilla Custard from Milkman because, yeah, flavors, right? Other than that, we got the Swell Kit. On top of that, we've got the Pyro V3, just reviewed. That'll be up tomorrow. And Duck's Nuts in there because cherry and donuts. Who doesn't love cherry and donuts? Oh, wait a minute. Adults don't like, oh, I have to throw it out now. Forget that. Forget all of that. I'm just vaping dirt. Just dirt.
Yeah, dude. My favorite part of growing up was turning 18 and hate anything with any kind of flavor in it. That shit was terrible.
Just dirt and bourbon. That's all you're allowed to have now.
Mr. T. Crow is in
Dirt
here.
and bourbon.
And then I guess
just on that note, I used to smoke a pipe because I thought I was cool and I was really just a big pretentious wanker. But I smoked a pipe for a really, really long time. Do you know what kind of pipe tobacco I chose? Cherry. Every single time. Cherry pipe tobacco. My God. What was I? Immature? Well, I was. Still am.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
well, that's why you're here.
Yeah. Because I fit in so well.
Shout out to the new people joining in. We got Mr. Glenn Hefner on here. Shout out to Glenn. We didn't do a stream since the last time, but last week when I went on a rage about this whole vape shit, he joined in on the Facebook stream and all that stuff with me. So shout out to him. We got Mr. Shane Beekman. What's up, boo? I love you, dude.
Shady Shane.
And then Jangle said, "Oh, Van the pink lemonade. I'm betting you don't fucking know me, dude, but yeah, I got pink lemonade."
What are you vaping? Have you done that yet?
No, it's his turn.
Yeah, I made lemonade in the top side with the goat. What's up?
That's your pod device, right?
Yeah, it's my pod device. I stick it up my butt and then I chug it with a Tide Pod as well. My favorite pod flavor is Tide. No.
Too soon.
But yeah, anyways, we got everyone saying what they got in the chat. And then, oh, wow, we got quite a few people telling us what they got. Somebody's vaping nipples, I think. Oh, no, I'm just not reading that right. We got Always Lost Kiwi Berry Yogurt and his Aegis with the Mesh Pro.
Nice.
Who the fuck smokes fruit said that the missus loves nipples. Kiwi Berry Breeze and the Cerberus and the Blue Raspberry Slushy on the old TM24 by Jingles.
Addy Tooney in the house.
Shout out to Mr. Tooney.
Tooney. Nice to have you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming by. We got Hefner with the Orion Plus pod filled with sugar nectarine salts from Coastal Clouds and a Bonza Mech Cali V2 blueberry cornbread motherfucking pudding.
That's quite a mouthful.
Yeah. That's what she said.
No.
I had Tini throwing in some helpful links for you guys. And then we got Raven Shadow saying 11 milligram on the flaky French and the Solito. I'm pretty sure I missed her first one, so I apologize, Raven. Aegis Legend with the Freemax Pro mesh filled cornbread pudding, topside dual dead filled with peach colada. And then Shua Vapes is with the Goon 25 Dreamer Peach Ice. So I think that's everyone's stuff.
Good 25 on the Dreamer. Matchy colors, I hope, but that's a beautiful setup.
The Dreamer. Yeah. Does everybody who gets into mechs have a Dreamer?
Yes. It is probably one of the highest quality mechs that you can get at that price point.
Would it also be probably the highest selling?
Probably, yeah. But there's a reason for that. It's like the Goon. Everyone had the Goon because the price point wasn't huge. It was there, but it wasn't huge, and it was a damn high quality RDA for the time for when it came out.
Yeah.
The Dreamer's the same. Very, very high quality, very well thought out, very, very comfortable, but the price point just below that sort of Purge, Avid, insane level of prices. I mean, I love this stuff, but I'm never going to pay $500 for a metal tube.
Thomas Crow, Snap, Thomas Crow. Oh yes.
T-Crow.
Yeah.
Nice. We got Odyssey in the house as well as DTF, Daytime Frank. Checking it out. We got Mr. Wesley's. I'm not going to pronounce your last name because I'll just chop it up real bad. With the Dreamer, Blotto, and Rigidigi. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong. I don't have the accent for that one. Rigidigi. That's probably still wrong.
We have a lot of new people in the chat tonight. Welcome and thank you for
faces.
Yeah, thank you for hanging out with us. It's a rough time, but we certainly appreciate new people hanging out.
We're here to bring a smile on your face, and if not, at least you'll leave disgusted. Dark Snyder, I don't think I've seen him before, says he's got the Steam Crave Titan kit with ST Strawberry Vanilla Custard by Mr. Custard. Much love from California. Much love to you for stopping by, man.
Yeah.
First timer.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's the one thing that I do want to say about all of this happening in the past week is I am amazed and also shocked at the same time about how many people are coming out of the woodwork. There are so many people who are stepping up and doing stuff, and I knew that the vaping community / world was big, but it's amazing to see so many new faces and so many new voices. And I mean, I'm also a new face and a new voice, so to see a huge surgence of that situation right now is just it's awfully inspiring.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
We're all beautiful.
On that note, with everyone stepping up, I just want to say, because I've heard lots of things coming out in different avenues, different people speaking. If you are advocating, as long as you're being polite, as long as you are getting your point across and not being rude, don't let anyone tell you that you're not doing it right. Do what you can, do everything you can, and feel free to take some time for yourself. Whatever you need to do. If it's getting you down, take a day off and then come back. But don't let anyone tell you that you're not doing it right. There's people saying it needs to be industry. Some people say it needs to be consumer driven. Some people say different groups are of no use. Don't listen to anyone. Just do whatever you can, because all directions. This is a war that needs to be fought on every single front. So heed the calls, do what you can, and look after yourself.
Yeah, totally.
Your mental health should always come number one. So if I ever feel down or anything like that, don't let it dig you into that hole, because I can feel that way too, especially with this stuff. And that's not the point of all this. The point of this is come together and take a break when you need it, because that's very fair. We're all human.
I totally understand. Look, Saturday I took a mental health day. I chilled out. I sat right here and I pulled up Aquaman and I watched that all the way through. That was 2 hours long.
What movie? I just
Aquaman.
say that.
Aquaman.
Is it about acrobatics?
Yeah. Water aerobics. But yeah, I took the day off just to decompress and let some of the steam go away, because otherwise, it's just going to explode. So do what you have to keep yourself up. Don't get too depressed.
Yeah, actually, I'm not going to type that in chat. I'm just going to say it out loud. I guess Tuesday Australian time was when things ramped up and the news was out. My wife and I, Miss Vape Advocacy AU, Emily, I think we'd gone 4 or 5 days solid on Twitter before we realised that was what was happening, and things were blinking by, and we both turned to each other and were just like, I can't put the phone down. I can't stop writing, emailing, trying to get people's attention, and it was just out of control. that health situation. I guess that was what prompted, the Instagram post that that I put up about, looking after yourself as well. And it's okay. Yes, you have to do everything you can, but it's okay to step back and let someone take your position for a little bit, because it was astounding how many people were all doing it all at the same time, so that whole situation of, because I even said to her, I just need a laugh. Like I actually need a bit of a release, and I have a bit of a laugh. And she said something funny, like an hour later, and I was literally crying, and crying from laughter. And it, potentially wasn't the funniest thing I'd ever heard, but it was just a release that I needed. And I was hoping that, other people are looking after themselves like that as well. So I can see in chat, Thomas took the day off yesterday from the internet. I'm sure it was well needed, Thomas. You've been doing a lot of stuff. There's everyone's, saying stuff. It has been a couple of brutal weeks, no doubt. So got to do that. Got to look after yourself. Other people will also take the charge, and then you can step back in full rest and support.
And that's really what it needs to be. We need to take the time to do this, because if we get drained from it, then it's going to take away from what it means to us. And we don't want to make it deter anyone from actually feeling like it's more work than it should be to actually do this, because it's going to take some work for us to work through these things, but also it doesn't mean that you need to beat yourself into the ground to where you hate it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, too, I mean, this is not going to be a quick war. This is not something that we're going to solve this week. So consider that this is going to go on for months at the very least. We need to make sure that we continually recharge, refresh. And the last thing you want to do is be out there as a face with, bags under your eyes, all frazzled and going crazy, presenting vaping as a healthy alternative, and you look like a crack addict. Take care of yourself.
Stephen Sard says angry masturbation works wonders in these times as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It just works
I
wonders.
don't even have to be angry at these times to do that. No.
We don't endorse self-harm.
Unless you enjoy that sort of thing.
Yep.
Shout out Texas Cloud Town, just joined the chat.
What up, Jack?
Yeah, guys. Sorry, go ahead. You got something better, I'm sure. Keto Daddy, and then okay, Adam, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying hello. It's nice to hang out with everyone with a little bit of lighthearted situation.
Yeah. So what I was gonna hit on was we did hire 300 subs. Thank you guys, because we wouldn't be able to do it with any of you guys. And I know that we've been promising something cool for that, but in light of what's going on right now, we're going to take a step back on that for probably a week or so, and we'll figure out what we're going to do. But we'll have something bitching for you guys.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. Just potentially not appropriate at this time.
Yeah.
If we hit 500 subs, we're going to do a draw. Chris is going to go over and he's going to get naked and he's going to do your housework.
Chris would do that for 3 subs. He would do that for 3 subs.
I would do that for a meatball sub.
Indeed.
Watch, I say that, and all of a sudden our subs just start dropping.
Yeah. I have noticed that across the board, though. Like, it's been rare that I've clicked across to YouTube this past week or so, and even the reviews have, certainly slowed down a fair bit. So there's a lot of people doing, trying to take the right steps and doing being respectful. So that it's nice to see.
Yeah. It definitely brings a warm touch to my cold heart to see all of you guys putting in the work. So it's definitely not unnoticed.
Yeah. If we can touch on that a bit, Chris, can I ask, because obviously we're only seeing what's going on online. Can you offer a little insight to what's happening, industry-wise out there?
I can offer you industry-wise from my personal experience. As far as everyone else, you see a lot of people out there really killing it and going out there doing stuff, especially with so many people joining Twitter right now. If you're going to invest in anything, right now it's time to invest in Twitter stock, because all of you guys are creating them and messing it up and getting out there and putting shit out there and doing it. I have seen a lot of other companies do a lot of stuff, like from CEO down to like the average person, putting in extra work, doing videos, speaking now. I can personally attest to Erica from Local Vape called the news station out here locally and but she was like, hey, give me an interview. You guys are over here posting all this stuff. How about you get our side of it? And so it's cool to see, because there's some big players in the game that are going out there and taking the time to make sure that the BS is not getting, fed to everyone directly. Whether or not the media tries to play anything in the direct light, I do see, like, from where I'm standing with the industry, a lot of people actually put in a lot of work, and there's some companies out there that work behind the scenes, like we've always talked to you guys about, that advocate, that may not post it on their social media and, like, repost something, stuff like that, that are out there now speaking face to face to you guys with videos and stuff like that. Now, if you pay attention to your feed, you'll see who they are. And so it's as shitty of a situation this is, it's kind of humbling to see that there are people that are in the higher positions of power that actually do care enough to put themselves out there, because a lot of these people don't want to be seen, and they want to work behind the scenes, provide a product that you guys can enjoy, a cessation device you can use, or a product you can use, that are now saying, you know what, I've got to get over this thing of me not wanting to be, out there openly and publicly, actually going out there, being open in public. Yeah. So as sad as it gets, guys, we're actually doing pretty fucking great. We're actually doing we're doing great as far as people coming together.
Yeah. I think something that comes to mind with all the lies and spin that things are done, and I've talked about this before, the idea that this is a multi-million-dollar industry that is run and created by big tobacco is something that we need to fight. And seeing the smaller businesses and the manufacturers and the retailers get out there is going to do a lot towards dismantling that argument. In fact, it just pops in my mind just right now. We should do something with that, like try and get those people to be faces. Like if we could just do a constant stream of posts, the faces behind the industry. These are all the people who are going to lose their jobs. These are the people who are creating it. People with no ties to big tobacco, but just to show that there is a lot more to this industry than Blue or Juul.
Yeah. I spoke to Chloe Turk about that when this all happened on the Monday/Tuesday. And, it was an idea that we were trying to take to Twitter as well. Obviously, in conjunction with Vape Advocacy AU, when we did that for, vaping restrictions affect me, I think that, there was a lot more serious, contact that needed to be made at that time. But I absolutely agree with that. It humanizes the situation of what's going on. And also, just to touch on that, it's amazing how many people are reaching out, even to myself personally, some dude in Adelaide, Australia, people who are managing and running vape stores, in the US, contacting you to say, thank you for your support and all that sort of business. It's amazing how this is a worldwide situation. And that's why I asked Chris, what the morale is going on, because, all we see is the action, but how's the morale,
And morale's definitely going to be a little rough at times like this, but I can tell you from personal experience, anyone that I deal with where I work and stuff like that, it's very hopeful. And it's, of course, we're pissed off, we're mad, and we're seeing the bullshit, but we're also addressing it directly, you know what I mean? And everyone's going out there trying to prove facts. Like you guys said, I'll see these comments on Facebook and stuff like that talking about, big tobacco and all this shit. If it was big tobacco, man, then we probably would be doing this fight because we'd have them in our pocket. And now that the average person doesn't know that. And that's why we need to make it clear that we do this, that we talk to people about it and do things like this. And I don't know if any of you guys saw it today, but there's rallies in Texas, and there's even rallies in other like Spain and stuff like that. Yep. And they're not even directly affected by this, but they're showing solidarity and support, because as far as it goes, from my personal experience and opinion, from what I know, my education of it, vaping mainly started mostly here in the States to be a big, huge media kind of thing, right? To where a lot of people, kind of like Hollywood, you know what I mean? And then so now you see these people all across the world showing support. And we had to get to this point to show that we are a group. We are a massive amount of people that you can't just step on, that you're actually a real person that actually has feelings, and you have, this is why this works for you. And this is the best part about it, is that we're all showing that it actually helps, and it brings us all together.
Absolutely. And I've also been contacted by, some people asking, why am I not focusing, or why are we focusing on the US at this point? For myself and Steve personally, our people in power are quoting the information that's coming out of that country. So the whole situation is that, the decisions made out there are affecting so many other countries like Spain, like the countries that, even in the UK now, they're like stepping back, and that release that was brought out yesterday, I think it was, is amazing. Thankfully Public Health England came out and said we don't change our stance. So actions by others are affecting everyone. So this is for everybody and to everybody. It's amazing.
Yeah, my personal experience even today. So if you guys don't know, I get Ubers to work every morning, Monday through Friday. Excuse me. And of course, you do small talk conversations with these people. Oh, you go to work, man? Yeah, dude. Oh, it's Monday, starting a week. Yeah. This guy was like, oh, so what do you do? So I was like, oh, I do social media managing for like a vapor distributor. He's like, oh, vapes, like all this stuff in the news. So how do you feel about that? And I was like, well, I explained it to him, the situation with the cartridges and what's actually going on, all this stuff like that. He's like, oh, that's cool. And no one's really talking about that. So I appreciate you sharing your personal experience from that. And he didn't smoke, he didn't vape. But those are the kind of people you need to reach, because they'll be the ones that bring it up in conversation that say, oh, actually, I talked to this guy that's a part of it, and they can talk to other people about it. And that's networking. We have social media. We have all this stuff like that. But face-to-face interactions with people is what makes a huge difference. And just to say what you were saying just before about the PHE thing, Public Health England, oh, my God, I've been sharing the shit out of that fucking thing about how it's, we're not saying it's 100% safe. We're saying it's safer than cigarettes. Yeah. And that's the thing that we really need to say to people, because people are like, oh, blah, blah, you're saying it's safe. Anything you put in your body is not safe. But we need to make sure we break down the barriers to where they think that we're not just trying to shove down your throat thing and like, oh, like vegan leather or something, blah, blah, blah. No, we're saying that it helps us live a better life and live a healthier life because of this, and that. Yeah. So
I also would have to say, like, I'm not... I know a little bit, and I've been trying to keep up with the news and everything as much as you possibly can. The rate of things that I've been seeing in the last, like week or 2 weeks, I have never learnt so much about something that I thought I knew a little about. Wow, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's the thing too. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. You go ahead.
That's the thing too, is that we've got to be socially conscious of what like the community and the industries that we're a part of, as how people think about us. And like, it's not to sound like a girly like poster or a picture you'd see on Instagram on like some Tumblr page or something like that. But what people perceive of us is how they're going to think of us. And so it's up to us to change that perception.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that is, again, it comes back to, this isn't just, dudes in caps wearing black t-shirts and got tattoos, vaping. This is mothers, fathers, nurses, professional workers, family. Your baker, the electrician, this is anyone and everybody. Yeah. Oh. Sorry, was I being specific on? Yeah. Yeah. Affects everybody.
The thing is, right now, the mainstream middle American public, they view vaping as Juul. They view vaping as flavors for teens vaping, and kids in chairs with pipes up their nose. And that's pretty much the entire viewpoint that they have. These are just evil corporations targeting these kids for a quick buck, and look what it's doing to them. We need to provide all of that information. We know it, and it is tiring. It is exhausting to try to break through the amount of misinformation and then re-educate. But yeah, you're absolutely right. This is mothers, this is fathers, this is grandparents. These are people that are trying to change things. And when again, safe or safer, there's a big difference there. We're never ever saying safe, but you pull up a newspaper and you get the op-ed, and it's big tobacco is promoting e-cigarettes as a safe alternative to smoking, but the truth is quite different. Well, yeah, of course the truth is different. It's very different from what you're saying. It's not big tobacco, and nobody ever said it was safe. We say it's safer. They say they're marketing towards kids. Well, we know they're not marketing towards kids. I like flavors. It's for me. I'm 50, 51 in a month or two.
Whoa!
Yeah. Moving into my second half century, man.
Just so you guys know, that's why you have to just stream it this time, because otherwise he'll miss us putting it as Matlock and he'll get mad.
Yeah.
Matlock.
Dude, every Tuesday. Like every other day is just fine, but every Tuesday I get up, I do everything I need to do. It's like, oh, stream soon. Time for a nap. I go nap first.
There is nothing wrong with a power nap. Power naps are the best. Yeah.
Where's the power in it? I just nap.
It's the anger nap. Ah, ah, ah.
A quick angry masturbation followed by a power nap. You're good.
No.
You can only say
And then
that
you
if your
guys are
wife is
spreading
listening.
Yep.
If you guys are spreading information, you guys are talking to people, make sure you say it right, so that's easier to understand. Call it harm reduction, call it cessation device. Don't call it safe compared to cigarettes, because it's not. It's 95% safer by the Public Health England, but it's not 100% safe. And that's the thing, is like, if we want to fight misinformation, we have to be on point with all the information that we give. We don't want to be the ones that are like pointing fingers at each other. You know what I mean? We want to be the ones where we lay it down and it's backed by either empirical evidence or by truthful evidence. Because you give them the chance to find a hole in your plan, then they're going to go right through that hole and it's going to rip wide open.
It's hard to remain.
We're fighting on uneven ground. They can say whatever they want, and it's very, very, very hard for us to fact check them or to correct the lies. And when they do get corrected, it just flies under the radar. If we say one single thing wrong, we will get nailed for it. Absolutely. From all directions. We can't afford those kind of missteps. We've got to be factual at all points in time and polite.
Yeah. Who smokes fruit? You said that exactly, because I've noticed even that myself with my tweets. They're getting angrier and more frustrated. Truth is going to be the biggest thing that all of these people we're engaging who are not vapors. And, that's what's going to come out of this is the truth, and that how much misinformation is being spread. It's astounding, the figures, the MSA and the repayments, and how this has all just happened to be happening at the right time. Truth will always come out.
Yeah.
And not to take credit away from anyone that ever fought in it, but I'm pretty sure it's been like 200 some years someone's around to do it. This is our civil war, guys. This is vaping civil war right now. They got us fighting each other. They got us fighting the government. They got us fighting public opinion. This is going to be something that I personally, don't get me wrong, I'm stressed. I'm worried about this shit. I'm depressed about it. But I'm hopeful, because I do believe that we're going to come out of this at least on a good size of ground because of everyone here. But this is going to be something that the future generations that use it as a cessation device are going to look back at and be like, yo, like that's the good, those were the times that people actually went for it and actually made it a possibility for us to have now.
Yeah.
So don't fight each other. Don't talk shit to people's pages if they're not posting something. You don't know what they're doing in their personal time. And then like you see like influencers trying to eat each other alive and stuff like that. It's like, stop doing that shit. Once you fighting each other, you stop fighting the real opposition. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you're moving the goalposts as well.
Yeah, exactly. And then it makes us look like shitheads too when we're fighting each other, because like, oh well, they don't even get along, so F them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's just this 2 weeks has just blinked by and gone, and I feel unrested. I feel out of sorts.
So it's been half an hour. I thought we were going to have a lighter stream today.
Well, both of your faults.
Well, it's
plural.
It's on our minds. It's in our hearts. It's hard to get off the topic.
Yeah.
We're not going to try and beat you guys' asses with this stuff and like be all negative about it. We could talk about it, but in a lighter, fair thing, this isn't the apocalypse. It's time for us to stand up and fight. That's all it is, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Labworks is in the house. Mr. Labworks.
Mr. Paul? Yeah.
Mr. Labworks, make sure you guys have your DMs turned off, because if he gets a couple, no.
Wow.
Getting personal there.
Yeah. So, Steve, tell me about the situation with the briefcase reviewer pack situation. How many of those do you think that company sends out to reviewers? Like, how many top-end reviewers do you think there are?
I don't know, and I will have an accurate answer tomorrow, or closer to accurate, see whether I get one or not. For anyone that's curious what you're talking about, I always have trouble with that word. Geek Vape just announced their Aegis X, and they've shipped them out to reviewers. This morning, I opened up social media, and everyone's got this beautiful silver lockable briefcase with a pair of them in there. Quite high-end packaging. It's kind of nice. It makes it difficult for a reviewer because I can't show anyone what the actual retail packaging is. But yeah, mine is out there in DHL land, so it'll turn up sometime soon. So here's the thing: I consider myself pretty low tier as far as reviewers go. So if the top tier got them and I didn't, that means that they've got some sort of market leveling thing going on. And if I get one, that means that, yeah, reviewers across the board are getting them. It'll give me an idea how much they're spending on their marketing.
Do they come with like a, this is serial number whatever of whatever? Do they come with any kind of?
From what I've seen, they're not serialized. No, they're not going that route. They're just, I mean, Geek Vape always do really nice packaging, and when it comes to reviewers, stuff varies between a straight black box with no pictures, and then every now and then we get something fancy, something nice, like we got with the Zeus X got an exploded view with everything separated into all its bits.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's as from a reviewer's perspective, it's nice to get something fancy. The Zeus X wasn't so great because once you pull it out and put it together, what are you going to do with a cardboard box? I've actually got plans for the case if I get one, so that's kind of nice. But again, it is kind of nice to show consumers what they're going to get, what's in the box, how it's going to be laid out, and all that. And without the box, can't really do that so much.
Yeah. Interesting.
On the other hand, silver briefcase. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. A little bit better than a box with shredded paper in it and 42 Nick salts. No.
Oh, dear. Awesome.
Raven keeps asking for nipples, but Raven, I'm sorry, man.
You know how it works, Raven? The more you ask, the less you will get.
That's what the Patreon's for.
It's got to be his idea.
But that piece of advice doesn't apply to advocacy.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
So,
Labworks says it's badass packaging. Oh, Labworks, I wasn't talking about that directly. I was just being a smartass in general. Welcome to the show.
Glenn Hefner says this chat is starting to look sillier than Camelot. Are you new, Glenn?
oh dear.
I got to make up for the the absence of Chuck, guys.
Yeah.
Labworks calls me an ass hat, and yes, I will wear your ass as a hat. Send it over.
That's a scary concept.
What flavor would it be, though? That's my question.
Ass flavor? I'm pretty sure it would be
Florals spring. Cool. No one else watches Girl Devil Wears Prada movies either. What's up? No. Keto said Chuck isn't here. No, Chuck's taking a personal day. He's got some. Well, shout out to Chuck's kid. It's her birthday today.
Yeah.
Hey, happy birthday, Chuck's kid.
Taking care of real business, taking care of some family stuff.
Yep, got to do that.
Yeah.
So we've done our advocacy and we've done our silly and we've talked about nipples. What should we move on to?
I've got cream's Greenwich brain, so I have nothing to.
Matt's built 50,000 coils this past week, so.
Well, answer Steven Sard's comment right here, right there.
Glenn Hefner says they taste like shrub berries, so there we go. Chicken butts.
You guys ever eaten chicken butts?
I don't think so, but I also have eaten KFC, so I wouldn't doubt it.
Undoubtedly, you have then.
I had a job back in the day where I had to debone, crates of chicken first thing in the morning, and I didn't eat chicken for many years after that task because I used to do that probably for a year straight. That was my first task of the day, like debone 10 full crates of chickens. It was not pleasant.
The smell. Raw chicken has this weird smell. It's like almost off, not quite off.
Yeah.
I enjoy eating chicken. I do not enjoy handling raw chicken.
Yeah, same here. I also don't like watching the videos where they put like, so we'll get a little gross for a second. Who here has enjoyed a Slim Jim?
No,
Yum.
no.
So no, Adam never.
No, I saw that on YouTube, and I'm just trying to ignore the imagery that I'm getting right now.
Put your fingers in your ears.
Yeah.
If you guys want to talk about gross stuff, what they do with a good old Slim Jim is it's a whole chicken. You're talking beak, feet, probably a bunch of feathers as well. And they put it in this big old machine, right? And this machine sounds like it's a fucking lawnmower going crazy. And then next thing you know, it comes out this like pink matter paste. And then they have that little thin layer of, I can't remember what they make that out of. And basically, when you eat a Slim Jim, you're eating every part of a chicken, but it's so greasy and good.
See, they had that video a while back with the McDonald's nuggets and the pink goo, and everyone was so grossed out, and it didn't bother me at all. It's like it's chopped up, reconstituted chicken bits with no wastage. It just doesn't bother me. It's like, you know, it doesn't seem that any different to me than mixing flour and water and making dough. It's an ingredient.
Yeah,
that stuff doesn't bother me. It's when you get like bad hygiene conditions and
when the food
going off.
Yeah.
I worked in a place where we served chicken burgers all the time, so big crates of chicken breasts coming in, and a guy in the morning would garlic them or Cajun them or whatever, and they'd go in little baggies with day dots, so we know when they're going off. And on the line and where we're cooking, we had these buckets of them. You know those pull-out metal drawers? So I went to clean one day. The shift, and a couple of those baggies had fallen down the back.
Ew.
I don't know how many weeks they were there, but yeah, I get the broom and I start sweeping out, and I opened the bags. I kid you not, the front of the restaurant emptied out in 10 minutes. Months, and they had turned liquid. Breasts had turned entirely to liquid. The stench was so foul, we had to open up every single door. It just cleared out the. I got in trouble for cleaning while we were open. Like, it was just so bad. Rotten chicken is the worst smell. Absolutely.
I don't know. Rotten potato, I think for me is the one, because that doesn't happen until you actually pierce the skin. And if you've ever hidden a rotten potato in a sack of potatoes, that's like a 12-kilometer radius of impending doom.
I know the potato one in my personal experience. So little story I'll tell you guys. My grandpa, he was born, he was a second generation immigrant, and World War II kicked off, and he lied at the age of 16, saying he was 18, went and fought in World War II, went and fought Korea War, came back, never talked to nobody ever, and bought a wrecking yard. And so when I was a kid, my mom would go off and gallivant around the town like the nice lady she was, and leave me with the grandparents. And then I'd just be hanging out with my grandpa, would just walk around working with cars. And this guy, he always wore this big old like jumpsuit, kind of like mechanic suit, you know. And he always carried 2 onions and 2 potatoes in his pocket. And he wouldn't. He's just old school, you know. That was his thing. And so he'd always randomly pull it out of his pocket, had a little salt shaker. I'm talking like a glass one, and fucking put the salt on it. Whether it's an onion or potato, just eat it like raw off the ground, like you're looking like you're in like Marxism eras and stuff, and like, you know, stuff like that. So one day we're
that shit. What a waste.
Yeah. So he would walk around and they'd be working on cars, cans covered in grease, you know, 1040 weight and all this stuff. Pull it out, take a big old bite, put the salt on it. So one day I'm under his Ford Econoline van trying to hand him, like, you know, parts and stuff to help him work on stuff. And he goes to pull out the potato, and I thought it looked a little lumpy, but whatever. It's a potato, and it was in my grandpa's pocket. You don't question grandpa, you know? And he goes out and he goes to bite into it, and it's a rotten half of a potato. And it was like mashed, but it was like gross, and the smell. I was like under the car, like puking up my Lucky Charms, you know. And he's like, "Oh, it's not that bad. Try it." And like goes to hand it to me, like trying to be funny, and then hits me in the face with it. So I'm puking, rolling under this bench, almost knocking the the jacks out, like, going, "Oh my god!" It's so real gross. So yeah, I have personal experience with the potatoes.
Yeah.
He was also the guy that he never was a man of much words. But the most he ever said to me was this sentence right here. when my mom would drop me off to visit him, there was this grocery store, like convenience store, right, called Green Valley Grocery here in Las Vegas, where he'd go there, and every morning from 6 to 8, he would gamble on the penny machines, drink a beer, and then like he'd be like, all right, go. The longest sentence he ever said to me was, hey, Chris, here's $5. Go buy a Playboy. I'm like, Grandpa, I'm not old enough. He's like, all right. And then just keep going this thing. So that's the biggest sentence he's ever said to me.
Oh, dear.
But yeah. Always Lost says worst is rotted cabbage that's covered with maggots. Found that at work once. Yeah, that sounds pretty gross. I've also eaten military defects, so I'm pretty sure I've seen that before too.
Got to save on the costs, man.
Yeah, man. You just eat it tomorrow. It's called
make sauerkraut.
Yeah. Steven Stark said his grandfather also used to carry a salt shaker. I'm telling you, it's that Greatest Generation group right there. You know what I mean? They always had their stuff with them, you know?
Is it always for luck as well? Like the salt over the shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, folks, were we going to go for a shorter one today?
I think so. I think we're on our course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about like old mashed potatoes and puking up Lucky Charms. I think we hit what we could hit tonight.
Now that we've made everyone hungry.
Yeah.
I know, I'm about to go get dinner.
So
Taco Bell?
Not tonight. Tonight it's probably going to be In-N-Out or something. I don't know. If you guys know what In-N-Out is, it's a burger.
Yep.
A burger, animal style. Is that
yeah, In-N-Out has animal style. I'm just not a huge fan of animal style everything. But, you know, we'll eat it up. So anyways, guys, we will end on this note. We appreciate you coming through. We didn't do no promo or nothing tonight. Like Adam said, he was super busy with this, and we've all been going through the motions with it. But we appreciate you taking time out of your day. Stop by.
Thanks to everyone for coming along. We always appreciate you.
Yeah.
Should look at the camera more.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Stay strong. Stay up with the fight. You know, look after yourselves. Support your brick and mortars. Support, you know, those people who are in the industry and trying to fight this as well. And yeah.
And then we'll get more info for you guys. We didn't feel it was appropriate this week to talk about the giveaway, but we'll get something put together for you guys. And let you know what's coming up with that, because we are here because of you. We have got this far because of you. You guys share it more than I even share it. So I appreciate every single one of you guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you about Friday. I can't promise on anything. We'll have to see how Chuck's feeling and how he's going through stuff. But otherwise, we won't be gone long. We're right here. And if you guys ever need to ask any questions, you need useful links, you just need some information to share, each one of us here is down to help you. Shoot us a message. Amigos & Co. is our main Instagram page ran by Chuck, and we also have our individuals, Legion Vapes, Breeze Tones, Chris Vandal.
Always feel free. Reach out anytime.
Absolutely.
I'm always here. I do nothing else but sit here.
Yeah.
This is what I do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for coming out. And, you know, I can't believe that I got the stream to work a second time in a row. Yeah. Yeah, right?
Yeah. Excellent for Adam.
Yeah. Yay.
I love the fact that Adam joined in like, me.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm on the TV.
Yeah. That's it. I'm famous, man. Awesome. All right. I'm going to go ahead and end it. Thank you very much. Yeah. Awesome. We'll all speak soon, I'm sure. All right.